Hello and welcome along to another episode of this FM21 story, The Head Coach with me, Daniel. It's part 124 today and we're back for big games. Firstly, we're at a neutral venue of Hampden Park for Hibernian versus Rangers in a League Cup semi-final. Neil Lennon's side, of course, plenty of experience against Rangers as Celtic manager. And then Leixoes in the Europa League in what is becoming one hell of a very tense group. So if you're looking forward to finding out how we get on, how the two games go, please do chuck a thumbs up on it. Subscribe down below for daily FM21 videos from two long-term stories. And we've got a lot to talk about because we've had England games, we've had Rangers games, and we somehow, after the last episode, find ourselves top of the league. That's despite the fact Celtic have a game in hand and other sides have had plenty of opportunities. So let's go and start by having a look at the England schedule. Something we're not going to dwell on too much. But in the Nations League, we wanted to do well, and we've continued to do so in truth. We're competing in a group of good sides. We got back-to-back 0-0 draws. It's a good job I didn't show it, against Portugal and Italy. Again, slightly different sides in both games. So Ian Gilligan and Colin Waters made the debut in the first match, and in the second, there were some other pros coming back in as well. But all in all, we did really well. Two big sellouts at Wembley. I know they weren't exciting or entertaining games, but we're trying to build from the back. We're trying to build something where we can be proud as a nation, where we can start to do sort of what England did in real life, become a very solid defence, and then gradually introduce the attacking talent, of which there's not much that's young in England, so we're going to have to be a little more thoughtful there. But while we're without players like Giovanni Reina, Rawson made his comeback start in one of those two matches. To be able to keep clean sheets and get results is a really positive thing for the nation. So two very good experiences there. For Rangers, however, it's been a bit more of a mixed bag. You were with me as we lost to Aberdeen, and although we've recovered really well in the Scottish Premiership, I mean, you remember from that Aberdeen game, we dominated and just didn't take our chances. The difference is, against Motherwell and Hibs we did, against Dundee United we had a moment of champions, and against Leixoes we've really struggled in the Europa League. It's been so tense and tight in that group. So let's have a look at what's been going on. Against Motherwell, we won 5-1. Iman Griffith, Kieran Henderson with a hat-trick, and Morten Gertsen got the goals. Darren Watson for Motherwell, star for Dundee United in our live stream series. Can't finish in this universe, but still managing to get the goal for them. At home to Leixoes in the Europa League, a 1-1 draw. Morten Gertsen managing to get the late equaliser. Again, putting a really good display, but just weren't able to compete defensively. Clean sheets are very hard to come by at the moment. That's got to be said. And in fact, we've only actually had 5 all season, and 2 of those were in the League Cup against lower league opposition. So 3 against solid opponents. We won 2-1 away at Dundee United. Abdelkader Hadji back from injury, scoring a 91st minute winner. Henderson had missed a penalty. Batista, it was off the bench, had hit the post with a last gasp chance. But he got the first goal in a comeback, and Hadji became an absolute star. And then against our former club Hibernian, the last side we managed in Scotland, of course, we got a big 6-2 win. What was immediately noticeable is how many players were still at Hibs from that stint 7 or 8 years ago. Henderson got a brace for us, as did Martin out. Greig and Gertsen got one apiece too. But if I go and show you Hibs very quickly, you'll be surprised as we go to face them today just how many of those familiar names are still there. So 3 immediately visible here. Josh Doig at 30 years of age. The man who has most links with moves away has not been able to get one. He's still playing there. Gunnarsson, the goalkeeper, who I love to bits. He was so consistent for us. He's there as well. He's 1 goal below conceding 1 a game in 308 league appearances. That's not bad going. And then Antoine Semenyo, who came in towards the end of our stint there. Losing his physicality a bit now, not involved in the squad so much, but still around, still doing a job. They've built on it, they've become a very good team overall. And in the end, we were pleased to get out with a comfortable win. We did have a wobble against them from 4-0, but we've got to do better today. And with 2 games in 4 days, we've got to make it count. We rested people in the league match, so we were at full strength for this one. Now let's see if we can make it to the final, and whether we're going to be facing our old firm rivals there. Let's go and pick the lineup. We'll be back in a moment to run through it. So a few heavy legs in there, but we're starting to look a pretty good side now. I'm only tempted to maybe bring in the likes of Fevrier midweek, Martinel. Hadji's of course making a comeback and doing pretty well, but this is the 11 we've gone for today. Vanguero still in between the sticks, not had a great season so far. Murray Reid improving as he's back to full fitness with Mwanga at the left back alongside him. Burns and Bellis at centre half, Smallgold and Palumbo in the middle. And then Griffith, Batista and Gertson, the midfield three, behind Kieran Henderson up front. Di Francesco coming back from injury, so he should have another striker available soon. But actually, since he's not had competition and he's had to play every game, despite fatigue, Henderson's done better. I would have liked it if it was a Finn Malcolm who wasn't complaining, but that was never going to happen. So this is the next best thing. Now, we've beaten Hibs in a game that potentially isn't as important. Can we go and beat them in the League Cup semi? With Rangers, 3 years without a trophy, we've got to try and change that tune, regardless of what happens in what competition. Let's go and see if we can make the final. Well, as we saw in the first game, Gunnarsson and Doig both start from our former stars. Gaderi up front is a good player. Gilmore's a class act too. There's a lot of quality in this side. Our side is good though. We're strong. And it's basically the second and third best sides in the country for the last 5 years. Which one's going to come out on top? Will it be Hibs as it has been the last 2 or 3? Or are we going to make our way back? Let's get into the first half at Hampden and find out how we get on. As we're back very early doors with Finley Burns, just 2.5 minutes on the clock. Releases Gertson as Hibs have got a lot behind the ball. Griffith gets to the switch of play first though. Beats his man, it's a good block from Doig. Batista gets there second though. Catches the keeper out with a very early shot. But Gunnarsson does really well. Manages to get a strong hand over the bar. And it's a corner which Batista will take too. Headed away by Slate. As far as Mwanga though, Gilmore gets there first. We're seeing a very frantic start to the match here. Sardo and Berg playing a 1-2 on the right hand side for Hibs. The ball down the line is intercepted though by Mwanga, the summer signing. Gives it to Gertson. Not had the chance to cut in yet though. He's beaten 2 here. Beats a third into the box. It's brilliant from Gertson. And it's even better from Gunnarsson, the keeper. I can just tell he's going to have one of those days, isn't he? Batista into the back stick. Charlton heads clear. And now Henry can counter. Dominance early on for Glasgow Rangers. But Gunnarsson's a one-man band. And at the moment, we just can't compete with them. Hibernian hanging on. And with 30 minutes on the clock, it's a big free kick in from Batista. Headed away, and now there's a counter on. Henry brings it down well. Gets it wide to Thomason. And out of position goes Reed. The defender's not even closing him. And Fangero has to make the save. I thought he'd let that in for a minute there. And I was going to be very, very unhappy. Thankfully for us though, he manages to get it wide. As Berg puts the corner in, Harwood Bellis heads away. It's looking like the Aberdeen game all over again. Utter dominance for the first half an hour. And then if we concede a goal, we'll just collapse. As Reed throws into Batista. Through ball towards Henderson, who's not got into this game yet. Thomason to Doig. Back to the centre half, Charlton. They're playing out pretty confidently here. I mean, Hibs have always been a side that look good on the ball. They've always been confident and play possession football. And Gilmore is skinning our whole team at the moment here. Goes left towards the centre forward. Kaderi's there. It's a fantastic block. Gaderi gets wide to the left-hand side again. Batista intercepts the ball back from Asay, and now he can bring it down the right wing. He's got a man up in support. He's going alone though. Brilliant run from Batista. And Asay gets the challenge in last ditch. Doig the left-back will recycle. And we're somehow still goalless here with 40 minutes gone. Well, at half-time it is 0-0. Rangers dominated the early stages. Hibs had the better chances towards the end of the half. But it's a familiar old pattern. We either go 4-0 up in half an hour, or just miss 100 chances. They're the only 2 Rangers we get. We don't get a comprehensive 2-0 or 3-0 win where the goals are spaced out, or we get one and then control the game. It doesn't happen. We're either brilliant or completely ruthless or awful in front of goal. As the corner's headed away as far as Imam Griffith. Go and prove me wrong. He runs down the right. There's no pressure on him. Gets into the box unopposed. And puts it a good 10 yards wide. He just had to lay it to Henderson, who had a completely open goal. And with 25 to go, we're making changes. We're going to take off Palumbo for Martin out. Batista will drop into centre mid. I'm not sure which one's better which way round. Martinell can be the deep line playmaker. On the right wing, Imam Griffith's not been great, so we'll bring on Greg, who's better going forwards. Henderson I can't take off because there's no other striker at the club. I mean, he could be a complete forward. That might make a difference. We'll go and see. Otherwise, I don't know what else we do. I think we leave it for 10 minutes. Murray Reed potentially comes off. He's one who's a bit tired. Fevrier can come on for him. Let's do that. 25 minutes plus stoppages to go. Nothing to separate the sides at the moment, despite Rangers' dominance on the stats. 5 minutes to go, and we're back with a Hibs throw on the left-hand side. Don't give us another sucker punch. Not in the big games. We've looked like bottle jobs a lot of this season as Graham switches to play. Mwanga's turned inside out as it falls for Gilmore. Back to Graham. Just wide of the post. The only benefit for us is that Hibs are wasting their chances too. They've not had as many of us, but they've not taken them either, and that's all that counts. As we're into 2 minutes of stoppage time, Craig on the right wing, into the back post to Gertsen. Heads over the bar. He had to hit the target. There was no pressure whatsoever. And he's not managed to do so. To not even work Gunnarsson is embarrassing. As he'll take the goal kick, he's wasting time. Hibs are happy to cling on here. The long ball forward towards Gilmore. Knocks it down for Berg. He's got a man over on the left. Don't you dare throw it away now. A safe switch of play. Gertsen should get there. Brought down for the foul. We'll take that. But there's not going to be another chance. I don't know if it's extra time or penalties. Whichever it is, that's what we're heading to with Rangers. As we're going to take the free kick at centre half. The last chance to get the ball forward. But Finley Burns will go short. You watch. There he goes. Into Martinelli. To Mwanga. To Batista. Just a few seconds left. It's out to Craig on the right. One more chance to cross, but it doesn't come. And now we're into extra time. Not what we needed ahead of Thursday night. I don't know if we get any more subs. Gertsen's the most tired, but I don't want to take him off. Small goal could be replaced by... who? There's nobody there. We've only got defenders on the bench. A terrible situation, really. Gertsen's been the best player on the pitch, so we'll leave it 5 more. Let's see what we can do. A small goal goes wide to Greg. If we go one up, then Gertsen can come off. Greg into the box. Delivers to Batista. And then the flag goes up for offside. How typical would it have been after 90 minutes to then get a goal in the 91st? Let's go and have a look at the subs, because we've got to think of something. Can Gertsen or Hadji play number 10? I don't think either of them can. They can't, and this leaves us with a real dilemma. I'm tempted to go holding midfielder. Batista off, Martin's into the holding role, just because it's the only sub I can really see. And maybe, I don't know what he does best there, defensive midfielder on support. Martin out can then become an attacking midfielder. He can be an advanced playmaker on attack. And we can really try and push forward. I think that's the best we can do at the moment. It's not the best solution, it's not the ideal one. But let's try and get on top with Glasgow Rangers. 5 minutes gone in extra time. And at the very least, we make sure we don't concede. If we can get a goal with it, then fantastic. The second half is coming up. There's been nothing in this. So often extra time is a damp squib. And it appears to be the occasion again. Nobody's got any legs left. There's no quality left. And I don't even know what the penalty takers are like. I mean, the best at the club is Fangero, the goalkeeper. So that could be a worry in itself. Henderson's missed 2 already this season. We might not need to worry though. Blocked from Hibs and then they hit the post. Gaderi on the right side of the box. Our right side, that is. Back to Doig. We clung on for dear life there. That's the best chance of the match. We're going to penalty kicks, I think. It's a corner kick for Rangers. 119 minutes gone. Gray's corner headed away. McDonald gets there first. It's a 4-on-1, but he's got the freshest legs. He's going all the way, McDonald. No pressure on him at all. Oh my words. He scored a screamer in the 120th minute. We have dominated this game again and been sucker punched again. The 3rd time this season that's happened. And you can't keep calling it luck. In the end, Hibs have more shots on target than us. In extra time, they had the fresher legs. And now, with the trophy gone again, we have to get to Thursday night and recover. Because without that, we're going out of Europe altogether too. I'll show you the table in a moment, as we'll be back to face the Portuguese side. Time for European action. We are back for Thursday night. And this, despite injury news, is the stage of the group. We are on 2 points. Today's opponents, Leixoes, are in 2nd place on 3 points. Krasnodar in between us, also on 3. Wolfsburg on 5. Now, the benefit we have here is that, bar the Portuguese side, we face the other 2 away from home. So Krasnodar at home, Wolfsburg at home. But now we've got to go to Portugal. If we can get a draw out of this, I'll be quite confident we can get through. However, that's easier said than done. So let's go and have a look. Of course, the main objective here is to finish 3rd. To make sure we're in Europe after Christmas. So let's go and see if we can do it. The match load is heavy pretty much across the board. We're going to have to make some changes on the bench. I mean, it's all defenders at the minute, basically. 4 defenders and then a couple going forward. So, Di Francesco is a striker option. He will go on for Bowman. Then we've also got Peter Burns coming back, but he'll stay there. This is the squad we've gone for today. No changes to the starting 11, I don't think. Or, do you know what? I'm going to do it, I think. Martin out on as the number 10. Batista into the Mazzala role. It just doesn't sit right with me. No, I'm going to stick with my normal 11. Let's play defensive. Let's play sensible. If later on we need to make a change, we will. Same 11 that lost dramatically in the 120th minute. But they're all fit and they should be raring to go. So it is, of course, a very good side. And they gave us one hell of a game back at Ibrox a few weeks ago. What we're going to do is we're going to drop to a balanced mentality. We do it quite often on the road in Europe. And we just need to get a reaction. We're unbeaten in 3 games against them, apparently. The last one, obviously, the draw at home. But if we lose this game, I don't see how we don't finish bottom. Unless we win at home to Krasnodar and they drop every other point. With 15 minutes gone, they're working down the right-hand side. We've, of course, seen they're a really good side in Portugal. They split the likes of Benfica and Porto in previous seasons. They're right up there at the top. And they've got the ball in there. Keeper's made a hash of it. And thankfully, it goes through everyone. But the danger's not passed yet. We've already seen some weird times for highlights to start and end. But that one doesn't end weirdly. It's a great finish by the striker. Look puts it in. Adley with the through ball. And the goalkeeper, absolutely all over the shot. Beating it as near post again. This is not a good display. And do you know what? We're 25 gone. We've got to go positive. Because we've not had a foothold in this game at all. We're going to demand more. We've got no reaction out of the boys. And in the dressing room, we're still having those problems. So we really need Wolfsburg to go and get a win today. If they beat Krasnodar, we can still get 3rd. But I think we have to write off a chance of getting into the top 2. They've been the better side. We're going to try and dig in. But there's not a huge amount of quality in this Rangers team. Batista's settling in. Palumbo from the holding role has got ability. Gertsen is quality but not very fit. I mean, Smallgoal, who we should have taken out, has been awful. We thought about it. We said, no, we'll give him a chance. And I'm going to regret it. Martinez will come on for him. But we could be 2 down at this rate as it's back to Adley again. Edge of the box to Romero. Back to Jovanovic. Off the top of the bar and over. Smallgoal's going to be replaced by Martin out. We're going to make that first change. Let's see if we get a reaction. Because so far, it has not been a good display. Griffith is also going to be replaced. Di Francesco will come on for him. He'll be Aram Deuter on attack. Just give us a little bit more of a threat as Griffith goes over to Henderson. A last chance. We haven't done much in this game, but one simple ball over the top with Henderson's pace. And it all changes like that. 1-1 on the night. A crucial point it could be. Now please Wolfsburg, go and win your game and give us one hell of a chance at qualifying here. And yet again, our best player has got injured. Gertsen will need to come off. Hadji will come on for him just as a sort of standard winger. It is infuriating watching him get injured so often when he is the only superstar at this football club. And I don't really know what we do if he's out for any length of time. I guess by the fact that he had to come straight off, he might be. As Leixoes have gone 4-2-4, we might need to drop a little bit here. Reed gets the ball on the right-hand side to Batista. Gives it away in a silly position. You can't do that. Murray Reed's miles out of position now. Martinez does brilliantly to get back there in fairness. And Harwood Bellis gives it straight away again. Murray Reed is still out of shape. How long do you need to get back in possession? It goes across the goal. Somehow doesn't go in. I'm going to drop to balanced. I'm going to drop Reed to a defensive fullback and Mwanga the same. We could have been 2 or 3 down here. We've not defended well. We've looked pretty poor again. And we're relying on heavy legs. We've got a small squad. We've got a squad lacking in quality. But a draw keeps us in it. Now come on Wolfsburg. As Adley puts the corner in. Martins heads in. The keeper's done it again. What a weak-wristed flap. Floppy wrists is at it again. Unbelievable. Why didn't he accept that offer? He got offered of £80 million and rejected the club. His wrists are like this. He can't even handle it. Absolutely awful. Leixoes get the win. As Batista puts the corner in. 5th minute of stoppage time. Headed away as far as Carbonell. And this is where it goes problematic on the counter-attack. He has run through the whole team with no pressure. And that's pathetic defensively. 2-1 Leixoes. It's going to be defeat in Europe. And another poor episode. I know that we're going to lose the games in the episodes more because we're coming back for the big games. But now if we don't win at home to Krasnodar, we're out of Europe altogether. And even then it might not be enough. Gustavo Martins on the right. Foul given. Martinez with a silly free kick. We need quality in January. We need someone like Fangero to get that big offer again. get rid of him. He doesn't even want to be here. And get us in 5 or 6 really good squad players. Poor performance on the night. They're by far the better side, the Portuguese. And we're now scrapping with Krasnodar for third. Or we're going out of Europe altogether. We said this would be a 2-year rebuilding job. But the first season has definitely been harder than we expected. Krasnodar picked up a crucial point again. Gertsen's out for a week. He'll miss the weekend match. I don't know what we do from here. We're really struggling at the moment. And although we're top of the league, that's with Celtic having a game in hand. It's going to be a very long season. Let's go and have a look at the schedule. When will we be back? So we're going to have to do the last Europa League game. Because even if we beat Krasnodar, Celtic at home, I know it's a big episode, but I don't want to come back every 2 or 3 games. We play Celtic plenty of times. And we'll show the one at the end of the January transfer window. We're going to come back for Wolfsburg and probably St Johnstone as well. Middle of December. Will we be in Europe after Christmas? That's when we're going to find out. We'll know how we've got in the Nations League with England too. We'll see if we qualify for the finals there. But if you did enjoy this episode, yet more disappointment with Rangers, more big game bottle jobs at Glasgow Rangers, please do put a thumbs up on the video. Subscribe down below for daily FM21 content from 2 long-term stories. It's a massive season with Bangor City over in our Builder Nation. And we're on the cusp of something special there. So do catch up if you haven't already. The link's in the eye above. There's also the Twitch channel up there, which you can follow for regular live streams. And a new food channel where the regular series will start this Friday. But a big thanks for watching, for following along as always. It really is greatly appreciated. And I'll see you next time for the decisive day in the Europa League group stage campaign.